So Peter Hackett in this movie is clearly, I would say, really the police commissioner is like the main antagonist of like that's the conflict of the movie of of Marie is trying to get this man to do his job and take these murders seriously.
Yeah.
But
by all accounts, Dormer was actually a really good guy. But
yeah, he died last year, I think.
It might have been a couple of years ago. Yeah. It was recent.
Yes, and I think that's why they chose, Richard Dormer to be kind of that character, because he's someone in Suffolk County whose reputation hasn't been completely tarnished.
And by the way, great. I don't know the guy who played him, but he did a great job.
Yes, he's one of the few good performances in this movie.
Yeah, to be honest, this movie.
Yes, we should talk about this movie is not. Great.
It's not Citizen Kane.
I'm blanking on his name, but he was in The Usual Suspects. He was like the main.
Really?
Yes, he was the main character in Usual Suspects.
Wasn't Kevin Spacey the main character?
No.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey was more like the bad guy, or he was in Usual Suspects.
Okay.
But the acting is not great, which is surprising because there are a lot of actors in this that I've seen in other things who I like. Amy Ryan specifically. She was on The Office that she's hysterical in.
I thought her performance was so at best. I have to be honest.
In other things I've liked her, not so much in this.
This was not a good performance. It was just very put on. I didn't believe anything she was saying. It just felt.
This is what I think, and I have noticed this a lot with directors who are known for documentary, or their main filmography is documentary, and then they go into their first feature film it's the dialogue that I notice is the weakest. It's the dialogue and the acting that I notice is the weakest. You're watching these conversations that are very stiff, and saying lines to each other that people would never say, and it feels like they're reciting lines back and forth to each other rather than having an actual conversation.
Exactly. That's exactly what this feels like.
Amy Ryan is talking to her daughter. The younger actress, she's in Jojo Rabbit, and I liked her in that. And both of them are good actresses.
I'm sure,
but they're stiff together, and it seems like they were told. I mean, I don't want to talk shit about Liz Garbus because she actually makes really good documentary films.
Yeah, no, I know she did. Something's happening to Aunt Diane or
Whatever Happened to Miss Simone.
I don't know that one.
Aunt
Diane. Something's
maybe
wrong
we're
with
thinking
Aunt Diane.
And she also did I'll Be Gone in the Dark. She directed a lot of episodes.
Yeah, which...
You didn't like I'll Be Gone in the Dark? I thought I'll Be Gone in the Dark was great.
Listen, shout out to Michelle McNamara.
Yes, Michelle McNamara.
And shout out to Patton Oswalt. Very, very sorry that she passed away. Fucking horrific.
Yes.
I feel so terrible for her little daughter, their little daughter. Rest in peace. Just what a tragedy. Having said that, I thought the movie was. I thought that series was way, way too focused on their family.
Really?
I have to say that.
I like that about it because, like how this movie isn't really about the Long Island serial killer. It's about a mother trying to get justice for her daughter.
I see where you're going.
That documentary series is not really about the Golden State Killer. It's about this woman who finds this case and becomes obsessed with it.
Okay, fine. I could accept that. I just thought it was presented as like it's gonna be, the Golden State Killer.
Yeah.
And which it is, but I'm waiting for like the documentary on that.
If you're looking on just a straight documentary about the Golden State Killer, that's not the one to watch.
I hate to say it, but it felt like just kind of like a little pretentious. That's me. That's me. I'm sorry if that offends people.
I don't know if I would agree with that.
It felt like I don't I don't know. It just felt like we're about the victims here. We're about the, and it's an important story, and it's an amazing story that she did, and I'm very, very thankful that she got this whole thing going. But anyway, that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. So Liz Garbus, and you're talking about like the dialogue scenes is really what I have the biggest issue with.
I agree.
It's very
and
much
the performances are a little like, especially the main performance. I just like when she's angry and she's hanging up the phone. I'm like, I don't believe anything you're doing right now.
Yeah. I feel like the scenes when she's angry, it goes because her performance is very muted for most of the movie, except for like the moments where she gets angry. And I really felt like there's no build up to that anger, or at least you do not see. I mean, you 100% understand why she's angry, but you do not see her, like the actress, get there emotionally. You do not go on that journey with her. It's kind of just goes from muted to very loud and angry and emotional. And Amy Ryan, I very much like as an actress. She's good in a lot of things. A lot of the actors, Kevin Coring, who's in The Departed, who's in a lot of
Kevin Corrigan,
who's in The Departed, who's in a lot of movies, and he can be funny and he can be serious and he's great. And in this movie, he's kind of just a dud.
I didn't mind him just because it's such a minor role.
It's a minor role.
And to be honest, I was like, oh, I love this guy.
Yeah.
I met him once when he came into our bar.
Oh,
we were
yeah?
working, yeah.
Oh, what year was this?
Oh, man, a good maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he would have just been off 10 years ago, so The Departed, he would have just... Oh, no, that's 2006. All right, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is a lot of... besides the actor who plays Richard Dormer... I thought was very good. Dean Winter, who's kind of like the douchebag detective. He's good, but he's playing a part.
It's a 2-bit role.
He's playing a character who, from your first scene, you know everything about.
Exactly.
Like you know who this guy is. Exactly. You know everything about him, and it's 2-dimensional.
He didn't do a bad job. It wasn't a deeply written character.
No. And a lot of these characters are not. Besides, like Marie Gilbert, a lot of these characters are not.
Even Marie Gilbert wasn't really deeply written. She's like, I'm the mom, and I'm pissed off, and blah blah blah. And then she's like, "Oh man, you only gave me 3 shifts this week." I was like, "Have you ever had a real job?"
That was one of the most annoying lines.
Have you ever had a real job?
Yes. And then there's the character Kim.
Maybe she has. I'm sure. Maybe she has. But I'm just saying, like, I don't believe you've ever worked.
There's the character Kim who. I forget which I think she was Amber's sister.
Yes.
Okay, so
by the way,
terrible performance.
Hold on,
terrible performance.
I gotta say, they paid Kim Overstreet the highest compliment with who they cast. I don't know who this lady is. She's attractive. Kim Overstreet, not so much.
All right, I've never seen a picture of her, so I don't know, but. That character, she's played as a joke in the beginning, and then her performance it never becomes more than that. Boy, this character could be used like for so much emotion for everybody else, because at least how I saw it, you have this girl. She's the sister of one of the victims. She's a former prostitute.
And current.
Because it ends up she's getting into it.
And that's a real that actually happened.
But she has that line of like where she's talking to Marie Gilbert, and Marie Gilbert doesn't want her to go back, and she's like, "This is who I am. This is all I'm going to be." And I feel like emotionally, you can get so much more out of that character when you can have the other victims' families view this character as like this who relate them to their own daughters who went missing, because it's kind of like a similar of you could have had that connection. You could have had Marie like thinking of her as like a replacement Shannon, of someone who like, well, my daughter is gone, but this is someone who I can take care of. I'm just saying, like,
I
in
guess I don't matter.
generalities, like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying necessarily they should have, but these are directions they could have gone, because I really do feel like that character Kim is very wasted.
Yeah, just in to talk a little bit about the real story.
Yeah.
So Kim Overstreet is Amberlynn Costello's older sister, and Kim Overstreet actually got Amberlynn Costello into the business. And Amberlynn Costello, Kim Overstreet moved to North Carolina, and Amberlynn Costello moved into, I'm not sure why they use different last names, but they're sisters.
In movies,
No,
in real life. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
But so
They might have had different fathers. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Or maybe it was a marriage thing. I don't know. But Amber, the younger sister, is one of the Gilgo 4 bodies that were found in 2010. And she lived in a house it's generally reported as Babylon. That's incorrect. It's West Babylon. I've been to the house on America Avenue. And she lived in a house with Dave Schaller. And Dave Schaller and Amber were basically heroin addicts together, and he was also sort of like her pimp and her quote-unquote bodyguard, and they would do what they call house calls at the West Babylon house. So what happened in Amber's story is that, and Dave tells it, is that she received a bunch of phone calls, and the John, who ended up being the serial killer, basically convinced her to leave her phone home.
I remember this from the book.
Yes, and so I just wanted to make mention of who this Kim is. Kim is Amber, who's one of the victims' older sisters. And in real life, while all the vigils are going on and they're getting together, the group finds out through Backpage or Craigslist that she's been posting ads again.
Yeah, it's Craigslist, because I know Backpage obviously is the app for it, but I don't think that was around back then. I don't think so.
I think it was. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is because the way that she actually justified it in real life was, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna find him." And it's like, no, you're not. You're just addicted to this fucking lifestyle, which I get, because think about it again. Think about the financial angle. You know, you're rolling the dice, but you're like, I'm going to post an ad. I'm going to get with a guy. It's not going to be the fucking serial killer, and I'm going to make X amount of money. Yeah. Except maybe it will be.
There's a line when they first see that Kim is back, doing sex work, where they say that, oh, she must be doing it to try to find this guy. And then when Marie talks to Kim about it, she's like, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because this is who I am.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that, like, the theme of these men treating sex workers as that's all you are, of you're not a person, you're a sex worker. You don't have a family, you're just a sex worker. And I feel like the character of Kim kind of has internalized that, where she's been told that so many times that she starts to believe it on her own. I don't really know if that idea is really shown properly in the movie. Yeah. Like I said, I believe that Kim was a very wasted character. That is,
I mean, look, it's not a good movie.